Tony quietly followed his wife out of the private room, only to see her, usually cold and distant, nestled in the arms of her first love. When her first love noticed Tony, he casually began discussing where to go and have some fun with her. Hearing their conversation, Tony was consumed with anger. When he returned home, he received a call from his wife, but it turned out to be her first love calling secretly. He could hear their intimate voices over the phone, and it made him realize how laughable their marriage was. They had been married for 3 years, but his wife always used praying as an excuse to avoid intimacy, always keeping a 3 feet distance from him. Yet now she was eagerly seeking out her first love, and even abandoned him on the highway, without hesitation, leaving him to walk 20 kilometers home. That phone call made Tony realize his wife had never loved him, so he made up his mind to end the relationship once and for all. The next day, Tony called his mother, and planned to fake his own death in a plane crash, and disappear from the world. Tony's family was part of a secret wealthy circle. He had hidden his identity and lived with his wife, secretly supporting her as she rose to become the CEO of a major group, a position the world believed she had earned on her own. After everything was arranged, Tony went to the company he shared with his wife to take care of the divorce, but when he arrived, he found his belongings had been thrown out of the office. Right then, he saw his wife's first love, who arrogantly approached him, saying it was his wife who had placed him there to intern, and this was the office he had chosen. When Tony didn't respond, the first love threw his nameplate on the ground, and smugly hung up his own things. Tony couldn't hold back anymore. He mocked the first love for being a science student learning how to operate excavators, saying he wasn't fit to be involved with art, and that he was better suited to pick up trash. The first love raised his hand in anger to strike him, but fortunately, the wife appeared just in time, and the first love hesitated to strike. Tony immediately demanded his office be restored, but the wife casually dismissed it, saying it was just a small office. Why should he care so much? He instantly realized his wife had indeed given his office to please her first love. He reminded her that he was her husband, and one of the company's shareholders, but the first love interrupted, claiming that everything Tony had was given to him by his wife. At that moment, the wife stopped the first love's movement, and Tony understood. She felt the same way. Everything had become absurd to him, so he decided to stop arguing with them, and turned to leave. But just then, the wife called him back, saying the first love was just her male best friend, and told him not to overthink it, reminding him there was a business meeting in the afternoon. But during the meeting, the first love suddenly burst into the office, and when the wife saw him injured, her eyes filled with concern. Other employees whispered about the first love's shamelessness, and Tony, seeing his wife's concern for him, felt his heart shatter. Then, the first love accused Tony of ordering his men to attack him, and the wife immediately believed him, slapping Tony across the face, and demanding he apologize to the first love. Seeing his wife's attitude, Tony exploded in fury. He approached the first love, mocked him for successfully picking up trash, then punched him hard, and yelled that he was leaving for good. The wife tried to control him, threatening that if he left now, he would never be allowed to return. But Tony walked out of the office without looking back. Before leaving, Tony projected all the first love's wrongdoings onto the big screen, intending to let his wife feel the sting of betrayal and deception. As he disappeared, Tony rushed to the airport, and boarded his flight without a second glance. Meanwhile, in the woman's office,